Alright, so got a new car today, got a Subaru Forester. We're just doing a nice little neat install. So a custom stack fab subwoofer enclosure, just to tuck it in on the left there. 2 amplifiers mounted in under the seats and just a speaker upgrade with a bit of sound deadening. So just a nice quick little install to start something fresh, so let's get into it.
Designed to impress.
Alright, so the seats are removed now. We've got this little area here where the amp will fit in nicely. And conveniently there's a couple of studs here. I'm going to guess that was for the audio upgraded cars. That might be where the amps were mounted or something like that. But we'll utilise these 2 studs if we make a little cover up for the amp to bolt to, and utilise these 2 studs. So we'll be able to design something up and then cut it on the CNC and then bend the acrylic and get that all mounted up nice and neat. So let's get started on that. So now the panel's all cut out, we can bolt this or screw this end down and give it some heat, and then we can actually bend it. So we'll bend this at this end and this end and then heat it up and put it in the car to get the holes lined up perfectly. So yeah, let's start bending. Yeah, that'll work. It's a little bit on an angle because these aren't central at both ends. You can see that one's longer than that one, so probably could have designed this a bit off center, but it's not going to interfere with anything. So yeah, I think that'll fit up nicely. So we'll get the amp mounted, we'll get this mounted in and then the amp mounted to it, and start on the other side and then start the wiring. Right, so the amps are now mounted in under the seats. So now we're on to some power wiring, and conveniently there is a thread here on the strut tower that isn't being used. So just an M6 thread. So I'll make up an acrylic fuse holder there, and we'll put the fuse in and start running the wire through the factory grommets. So we'll get that fuse cover made up, or the fuse holder made up, and yeah, get it installed. Alright, so the fuse is all mounted up nice and sturdy. Now it's time to do our power run, go into the vehicle through the firewall there and up to the amplifiers. The power wires now run through the vehicle in under the seats, nice and neat, so it shouldn't have any issues. So now on to the signal wiring, so the RCAs, and we'll run the speaker wires at the same time, and then move on to installing speakers. So all the amps are wired up now, got the power wires, speaker wires and RCAs all hooked up and ran through the vehicle. So now time to take the door cards off and install the front and rear speakers and then tweeters. So I'll put the seats in for now, just temporarily plug them in so that way the airbags won't go off when I put the batteries back on. So now we're up to making the custom sub box here for this little guy to sit in here. So design this box up, cut it on the CNC and then build it and wrap it and get this car finished. So let's go make a sub box. So I've just reviewed the footage and lost a fair bit of the footage of building this little sub enclosure, but basically ran all the wires through the vehicle and popped them out through the switch to drop the seats, where there's still a manual switch on the actual seat itself, and the customer wasn't worried about it. Yeah, ran them through, finished the fiberglassing on the box, did some body work, body filled it, sanded it, and then wrapped it in black vinyl. So this is what we've come up with. Obviously the sub's just sitting here now because I've got to mount it in. So let's go ahead and mount this in. So there we have it. Subaru Forester's all done. Nice little sub upgrade. Give it a little bit of bass, not anything too loud, just a little bit of extra low end, so the speakers aren't trying to produce all the low frequencies. Speaker upgrade, the little Hertz Diecis. They sound pretty good for the price. They're a nice sounding speaker. So yeah, overall a good sounding package and nice and neat, no boot space taken up. So yeah, hopefully the customer will be pretty happy with it. Bit of an upgrade over the stock system. So yeah, on to the next car.